monoliths. That's the word I was trying to think of, where the waterfall's worn away and just left 3 thick pillars of rock like a monolith. Right, so you drop down to this gate. And the drizzle's picking up again now. Right, so this takes you round and down to the access bridge what the farmers used to get across the beck. And if you look straight down, you can see it like an 18-inch drop down. So you've got the water coming underneath the bridge first, which creates a bit of whitewater rapids. And then you've got the 18-inch drop down. Then you've got the waterfall just in that tree line down there. I'm just walking gently because I'm going downhill, so that means my toes are going to start getting forced into my toe caps of my shoes, and I don't want to start getting my sore toes again, because it took us ages to heal my toes and skin for to get these shoes on that I've got on now to be able to come out again. Right, so first of all I'm going to go down to the access bridge what the farmers used to get across. I'll point my camera on both sides, then you come back and you go down the inside of this wall, and then you point your camera back to where the water's coming underneath the arch bridge or the farmers access bridge. Then you come the other side of the wall, go down to that 18-inch drop, and then you go further down to the right there where the waterfall comes down. Just taking it all in and filming everything while I'm down here, even though the weather's shit and the visibility's crap. The rabbit, or the hell's that moving? Is it? That was a hare, a rabbit. I think it's a rabbit. Or it's a young pheasant and it's limping. It's hard to tell from this distance. But wherever it was, it seemed to be limping. It's hurt its foot. You can hear the water from here running down. Yeah, so if you continue around this track here and just follow it right along, it takes you over towards Keld and then onto Ivelet, if you want to go that far. That's I-V-E-L-E-T, Ivelet. I always spell words because it sounds so different when you're talking on video, and sometimes it's hard to make out what you said. So if people want to like type it into a computer looking for where that place is, you need to know what I'm saying fully, and if I spell it, you can type it into a computer and do a search for it, as long as you've got the right spelling. Right, so as you can see, it's lovely 3-foot drops here where it comes underneath this access bridge what the farmers use here. So if you go down the inside of the wall just there, you can get down pretty close and point your camera underneath these hanging trees, but you don't get a very clear shot, but good enough anyway. You see all this water dropping down. I love the sound of running water. It's so therapeutic, so relaxing. Right, so the wood's that rotten, they've had to put these metal plates on to strengthen it for the farm vehicles to get across it. So even if you went down there, it's still hard to get a good shot of the waterfalls, the step downs, because there's all trees in the way still. So that's why I go down the inside the wall to get down there where that blue plastic bin is, and then I stand on that island, then I get a half decent picture underneath the tree, the overhanging trees. That island just there. Right, so let's go down. Right, so this allows you to get down and go along to the left and then point your camera to the water coming down underneath the bridge. And then when you go on the other side of the wall, you go down to where that 18-inch step down is. I always brought corn down here. He'd come terracing down here, straight down there, looking for a way to get in the water. But there's that blue plastic bin I pointed out. So that's where you go along and get on that bit of an island sticking out, and you can get your camera and get a better shot of the waterfalls coming down under the bridge down there. So you've got to drop down here, hold on to this tree. But I'm not going to bother. I'm just pointing my camera to show you where the water's coming down from. So if you come here yourself, you can start scrambling down. Right, I'm still recording? Yes. The red light's still flashing, which is good. Right, let's go back and come down that side of the wall. You've got to watch because there's holes here in the ground. So you come down here in the dark, you not see them. So just be careful. Right, take the opportunity to stop and wipe my lens again, just in case. There's nothing worse than getting home and start uploading your files to your computer and turn them into videos for to watch, and you can't see nothing but bloody raindrops, so it spoils your recordings. Right, down here. So you've got your step down just before the waterfall, where you've got your 3 huge pillars of stone, which is, it's all been worn away except for these 3 pillars of stone which is still there. Right, so on this side of the wall now, so that's looking back through towards where the bridge is, where the water's starting to pick up speed and running down here and going over this 18-inch step down. And here's the start of the waterfall. CURRACK Force, that's C-U-R-R-A-C-K, CURRACK Force. And this is another place where Kite Stew come, and he had a swim in the pool at the bottom after wading in. And he went round the monoliths, the big stones. You had these GoPro filmed in the water as usual. Right, so you can see the water splashing off the top of the 3 pillars of stone which is left. All those were part of the main embankment, but over the years the water's worn away, so they're just like half pillars of stone left. You've got three, one on the far side, one in the middle, and one against this wall here. So if that wasn't all slippy, I could have went a little bit further and pointed my camera down. In the younger days I wouldn't think twice of it, but now I'm older and more wiser. I'm not so daft, so I don't take chances. But that's where you go down to the bottom there, where that big flat stone is. You cross over, get onto that, then start wading in on the stones because it's shallow there, and then you start swimming towards these the big pillars, monoliths. But this stream is what runs down to join this, the River Swale at that farm cottage. We have just been to see the big waterfall where the orange life ring is on the fence. Right, now how I get down there to take pictures of the waterfall is just, I go down here where this tree is, I scramble down there. Now in the summer, this is completely covered in nettles, so you can hardly get down. But because it's accessible now, it's all been flattened down by people going down there. Right, so what you do is you go down and you clamber over these bits of tree branches hanging down, look, and you just go further left, and then you get a better picture of the waterfall. When it's been pissing down a rain, the stream gets higher and faster, so you can hardly see the bottom where you step across to get on that big flat stone to get into the middle of the beck, but to get a square on shot of the waterfall. So at one time I brought me Wellington boots here, so I could wade across and get onto that big flat stone, and I got some fantastic shots back to the waterfall. That's how I did it. But this is where you scramble down, look. You can see where loads of people are going down there. But I'll not bother. So like I say, if I continued, I went back along the main road, turned left at the yurt there, and continued round and down. You stop off at Keld, go down into Keld village, and then drop down the pathway, and you walk along to CURRACK FORCE waterfalls, which are lovely, beautiful. So when you do the Mucka to Keld walk, that's where you come and go past CURRACK FORCE waterfalls. They're big, powerful waterfalls, quite deep, fast moving. They're spectacular as well. Right, so back up on the, and up the steep bank, go back down the S.BEND back to the car. Oh, this is all soft and mushy where the water's running downhill. Right, so I think I've got quite a good bit of footage there. Even though the visibility's not that great, at least I've got daylight hours now where it's brighter. It stopped that fine you-know-what. I'll not say it because it might start again. So it's not cold on my hands anymore, and it's dried up a bit, which is much better for filming purposes. Right, so back through the gate, drop down to the car, turn the car around and come back up here, then go all the way back up there through West Stonesdale, back up to the top where the Tan Hill pub is, Tan Hill Inn pub is, and then turn left, go back along the causeway, and head back towards the A66. Then drop back down, go back through Barnard Castle and onto the A688, heading all the way back up towards we are cut back through the little village of Tudhoe, then through Durham to Chesterley Street. That's where I go back home. Sound like a dog barking, like somebody hiking with the dogs. So that big waterfall, you can go down the bottom of the field there with the wire fences, but there's so many bushes and trees in the way, you can't get a good clear shot of the main big waterfall. So that's why I go through the grounds, pass through the cottage, drop down the back, and then you can get decent shots of it. It's just nice to get out again instead of sitting at my computer all day. And obviously, with it being Sunday, you haven't got to wait in for any post delivery, so I've got some probably coming tomorrow. I'm waiting for me I've got my front drop links and waiting for me back drop links.